Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is March 8th, and today we're going to take a look at this system impacting the Pacific Northwest, bringing some valley rain and some mountain snow to the region. We'll track it as it goes across the Intermountain West as well. Then you can see the shape of this ridge is still out here, but it has relaxed enough to allow this system to move down over us from the northwest. Eventually, this energy out over the Pacific is going to break down this ridge and send some systems our way, though, bringing wet, warmer, and potentially windier conditions to the Pacific Northwest. We'll take a look at that in some detail in the extended forecast. So checking out the rest of the country here, you can see most of the eastern portions of the U.S. are pretty quiet right now. They have winter storm watches up for areas through Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming. For this system as it dives down through here, it looks like a pretty good low pressure going to set up here and bring some potentially heavy snowfall amounts as it moves out over the plains. And you can see all the winter weather advisories for the mountainous areas, winter storm warnings in the pink there as well. So this is what's coming right now. This blue shows, as you can see here, this is cloudy areas, and as you get towards the green, brown, and pink here, that's more sunny. So you can see the sunshine over here a little bit in the intermountainous areas here, but you can see the clouds over us currently, and you see the system start to slide out of here. And there might even be a little bit of breaks coming up for northern areas as the system moves through pretty quick during the day today, but there still could be some high clouds associated with that, so it might not completely break out. But look, as we go into Wednesday, here's nighttime. Now we're back to the morning. Look at Wednesday. It looks like it's going to be pretty clear and some pretty good sunshine making its way across the Pacific Northwest as we go into noon on Wednesday there. And then we go back into nighttime on Wednesday evening. Here comes Thursday morning. You can see pretty good sunshine again. Some high clouds start to make its way from the next system here as we go into Thursday afternoon. Maybe a nice sunset there Thursday evening. Go into Friday morning, and then that next system, high cloud, should be coming over us. The model doesn't go out quite that far, though, as you can see there. So checking out snowfall from this system here, too. You can see some decent snowfall amounts to the Cascades of Washington. Then Oregon gets their turn on into Wednesday morning, Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Northeast Oregon, like we mentioned the last couple of days, are going to get targeted pretty well. And you can see this band of snowfall moving along with this low pressure as it drops through Idaho and into Wyoming there. Check out Wyoming, western Wyoming, getting some pretty good snowfall amounts, especially the higher elevations there. And Montana gets their fair share too, and British Columbia not totally left out here. A little bit of snow for the Olympic Mountains here. And so we're going to check out this low pressure track here. This is the NAM, the low resolution model, goes it a little bit further. But you can see the general troughing that's opening up today, bringing us our light precipitation here. Look at this low as it moves down through Wyoming and then eventually ejects out over near the Texas Panhandle. And on the north side of this is going to be some good snowfall amounts as this low pressure moves down. And you can see this really cold Arctic air, this Arctic high, kind of sag down over the country here and eventually just take up residence across most of the USA here. And it's going to spawn a pretty good storm that's going to move up the East Coast, it looks like, next weekend. Take a look at that in a little more detail here. Here's kind of the precipitation map. You can see the mountain snows for us here in the Pacific Northwest, a little bit of valley rain, and the good snowfall is occurring across northeast Oregon on into Idaho, Montana, Wyoming as the storm develops out over the Great Plains here and brings some pretty good snowfalls to Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado here. So here we're looking at the precipitation and surface pressure map here according to yesterday's European run. And we're going to put this into motion. Good model agreement with this Arctic boundary sagging south. And you can see that snowstorm setting up over the Great Plains here. A couple nice days for the Pacific Northwest coming up here. And then you can see the next system start to impact British Columbia as high clouds start to move into Washington and Oregon, Idaho at this point. And some good snowfalls coming for the coastal range of BC there. The higher elevations, some valley rain coming through. And then you can see this open wave developing out here. And this is the danger zone. When you see a storm system developing out here and deepening that quickly on the models, you really got to take notice because you can see the pressure gradient that sets up on the south side of this. And these systems tend to come in deeper than advertised on the models. And a properly placed 992 low can pack quite a punch somewhere along the Oregon-Washington coast up towards Vancouver Island. So we got to watch this one closely. GFS has this surface low going further south. We'll take a look at that in a minute too. But the track is going to mean everything with a system of this nature. And check out this system moving up the East Coast, this powerful nor'easter. This would get all the headlines really on into next weekend and kind of steal some of our headlines of our stormy weather coming in here. But look at this low bombs out to a 930 millibar low as it approaches Greenland here on into next weekend. And we're dealing with our own really powerful low system, moves towards Haida Gwaii there and the Vancouver Island area, and brings a really powerful frontal system through western Washington and Oregon. A lot of mountain snows would come with that. And you can see another system directly on its heels as the Gulf of Alaska lows keep coming through, and you can see there's possibility for development in the extended here on the southern periphery of this parent low here through the Gulf of Alaska. Now checking out the GFS here, this is at 18,000 feet, just kind of looking at the ridge and the system moving through now, and then you can see this ridge starts to break down here, and it brings this system through next weekend, and this is that late breaking wave we got to watch closely here. And then you'll see it continues to bring that deep low towards us, Pacific Northwest here, and continues to bring systems through the area and on into the extended. It kind of tries to build a ridge there, well off into the extended, but this is getting a little bit too far out in the GFS to have any reliability. And checking out the surface map of the GFS, so you can see good model agreement. Of course, that Arctic boundary and the snowstorm in the plains, couple nice days for the Pacific Northwest again that shows that. And then the next system starts to bear down on us, and look at how it's pretty good agreement with the European model there on this late breaking wave. And it brings us right into the mouth of the Columbia River here. So this is a really danger area. A low deepening taking this track can pack quite a punch. Like I said before, this thing was a few millibars deeper. It would tend to track a little bit more north, and this would really target western Washington with the powerful windstorm here. But again, there's a lot of uncertainty coming with this, and it's by no means certain that we're going to get a windstorm out of this. It's just something very interesting to watch here coming up on into Saturday. And the GFS is in good agreement with that huge nor'easter just really raking the east coast as it moves up. Good agreement in the track of this storm as it moves up towards Greenland. What a system. And then it has that deep low moving towards Haida Gwaii there and affecting really all the Pacific Northwest with really powerful frontal system. Good model agreement through next weekend really there. So let's check out the Canadian and see what it shows. Let's make sure this is up to date here. I'll refresh. And the good Arctic front moves down through here and the snowstorm develops. Good model agreement with a couple of nice days coming for the Pacific Northwest here until really on Friday morning the system's bearing down here on British Columbia, bringing the higher elevation snows. And there comes our open wave here. The Canadians picking up on it as well. Brings it a little bit further north into Vancouver Island, not quite as strong. Brings a strong front across the region, heavy mountain snows. And then that deep low moving towards Haida Gwaii there and really bringing a powerful front. So really good model agreement through next Monday on some of these storm systems coming through. And then, so here we're looking at 6-hour max gusts for SeaTac Washington. You see the offshore winds as they come through here. And this is going to bring us some nice crisp sunny days, chilly overnight lows for a couple days there, and then the Pacific systems start to move back in here, and you can see this open waves that moves towards the coast here. There's a few areas with some higher wind gusts in here, so that's just something we need to watch, but you can see it is not imminent at this time. It's just something we're going to keep an eye on coming up here. And you can see the return to the weather as we get on into Saturday. That rainfall returns, warmer, wetter, and windier is what's in store next week, and just the general light precipitation today and tonight through this next system. Here is Quileute Airport, and you can see it kind of picking up on the wind gusts here going on into the future. You can see some pretty good gusts as we go on into Saturday night. And checking out Hoquiam, you see that signal as well. So as you can see, there's not good model agreement yet. There's a lot still to work out. We got to get closer to this event to see how this low pressure system is going to develop. And here we're looking at Tillamook. You can see the pretty strong wind starting to show up next weekend as well. So just a heads up for this change in the pattern here as we move back into the warmer, wetter, and windier conditions. Here is Pendleton. You can see the chilly overnight lows coming and then more return to more seasonable weather as we start getting the Pacific storm train to move through the area here and we warm up a bit. But you can see some of these overnight lows are pretty chilly. So heads up if you're farming out there, you got livestock or you got pets outdoors, you know, heads up for some chilly air coming through here, especially through Thursday morning. And this is for Portland. You can see some cool air moves in through there. Check out that overnight low going into Thursday morning. And then we start to warm up again as the Pacific storm systems move through the region. Here's Seattle. Looks like Thursday is going to be pretty chilly too. So outlying areas can easily get down to, you know, even into the upper teens in some cases with some of this air moving through here. Seattle tends to be a warmer spot. And then the temperatures modify as we start getting those Pacific systems moving through. And you're Spokane too, so heads up if you have outdoor interests, it's going to get pretty chilly down into the teens in some areas for eastern Washington as well. So yeah, we have some things to watch coming up here. These storm systems, the track means everything with these low pressure systems, and as far as wind goes, but it looks like some powerful fronts are going to move through the region. Some pretty good heavy mountain snowfall will add to our snowpack. Hopefully that'll keep any drought at bay, or at least help improve it. And so we'll just keep watching that for the next few days. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and the day after that. We'll see how this storm system looks like it's going to develop coming on into Saturday. These sneaky systems that develop late inside of 140 degrees longitude tend to pack some surprise punches. So that's what I'm focusing on now for the next couple of days. So I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.